going to give you guys a full recap on this, but this movie had me tripping because this particular situation, this young girl is a college student. She's pretty much alone. Her father is mentally disabled, so she's literally taking care of herself, but she's in college and she's going through all the trials and tribulations of a college student at an HBCU. The college, when I say trials and tribulation, I'm talking about financial aid, not being able to pay enough, having so many jobs that, when do you have time to sleep? Like, she's going through the process, all of this while trying to pursue a college degree. And thankfully, she has the character of Notori Naughton. She has that character that's caring for her because she's the only one that's really looking out for this young girl. So she ends up meeting this guy. He offers to purchase her a lobster roll from this little the food truck that's outside of the college campus. Now at this time, you guys, he's baiting her. He's baiting her. So I won't take you there specifically. Let's go on a date. You can ride the bus and I will follow you. We can meet up at whatever restaurant, and wherever you stop, that's where we can go. So they meet up at this restaurant. This guy is feeling her, or I'm gonna say he's feeling her. I'm gonna say he's basically baiting her, because when on that next date that they have, and she trusts him, she's so comfortable with him, she leaves to go get some napkins. He tells her, go get some napkins, and he ends up putting something in her drink. Now, for 3 or 4 days, nobody realizes that this girl is missing other than her advisor, which is portrayed by Notori Naughton. She's the only one that realizes that, hey, something is not quite right, because normally this young lady would come to my office. She would come to check in. She would come say hello. She would come use my computer. We were supposed to meet up because it was after Thanksgiving, and we were supposed to meet up for a after Thanksgiving lunch, and she is missing. So something is not right. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. Notori, she did her thing in this, but she also tripped me out when she had, keep in mind, Notorious character. Again, she was an advisor. However, she used to be a Marine. Now there's a story behind her as well. However, they get a little bit into her story, but they also talk, the majority of the movie or the film is definitely about this young girl at this HBCU who is basically going to get abducted. So again, back to the story. For 3 or 4 days, this young lady is held captive in this trailer park, a bunch of mobile homes. She's held captive for days and days, and then she gets RAPED by this guy who has kidnapped her, and he's training her to get as trafficked. So he's getting ready to turn her he's about to traffic her, in other words, you guys. And the reason why I say this movie had me on the edge of my seat, it had my heart in my stomach, because specifically my daughter is at an HBCU college. She is a single young woman. Yes, she has friends. Yes, she's a part of social clubs, but sometimes she's not always with those people. So it literally hit home. Thankfully, we haven't had any issues like this, but this stuff truly happens. So salute to the people who came out and decided, and shout out to Garcelle Bouveau. I always mess up her name. That was Fancy from the Jamie Foxx show. She's the executive producer on this. And Teo Kwayan is the young girl who portrays the young lady at the HBCU who ends up getting snatched up. So all I can say is Notori. I'm gonna get back to Notori, the advisor. She puts on her old marine gear and pretends like she wants to buy a girl. Well, she goes to one trailer. The young lady that she's looking for is not in there. It's another college student, but the girl is so upset that she is in there. She's screaming, 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 bringing attention to Notori's presence. And the girl, Notori, is the guy who is holding these girls captive, because it's two of them. But the Mexican guy who's holding these girls captives she, she stuns him. She literally tases him with the tasers, but she has to tase him enough because I'm thinking they gonna try to have her do a whole fist fight with this big old dude. But they ended up not doing the big old fist fight. It ended up being where she tased this guy enough to where she could knock him out unconscious, and she tells the girl, "I'm coming back. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna save you." But she runs to another trailer, y'all, and that's where her student is. And I'm like, thank God she found that girl because that was literally about to move her. They had prepped her, had her put on a wig, had her put on makeup to get ready to get sold. She was literally about to be out of there. Thankfully, Notori, her character, she called the police. She called her boyfriend. Like she called a whole bunch of people. They got a whole bunch of people involved. And so the young lady was saved. And there's a lot more to the story, you guys. But please go to Lifetime. Go to Lifetime and check out Abducted at an HBCU. This movie was so freaking good. But again, it had my heart in my stomach. Thankfully, my daughter and I, we share locations. So that way she knows where I am and I know where she is pretty much at all times. I don't get in her business, but if it looks suspect, then she and I, we need to call each other. So again, make